Welcome to Group 8's presentation on the Vaccination Management System, or VMS, project report. My name is Teresa and I'll be starting off by introducing the problem definition. The report will document the efficiency of the new IT system that will be implemented to support the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Objectives of the VMS include developing a VMS for a smooth and efficient rollout of vaccinations, reducing wastage in line with the expiry period outside deep freezers, stocking all vaccination points according to the administering capacity, ensuring members of the public who fall into the current phase are vaccinated, recruiting experienced health workers so vaccinations are performed correctly, and ensuring that registered patients are vaccinated within 3 days. Stakeholders include individuals in the vaccine center such as doctors, nurses, staff, and patients, as well as those operating externally from the center, such as the VMS development and administration team, state health department, and vaccine manufacturer investors. I'll be passing on to Kypros, who will be talking about the assumptions associated with the VMS.
Thank you, Teresa. My name is Kypros, and I'll be talking to you about the assumptions that our group came up with after long-term discussion. First of all comes the idea of people willing to get vaccinated, since a lot of people still don't believe the threats of COVID-19. Secondly, the vaccine centers have to be able to provide enough stock and be able to restock in time so people don't wait to get vaccinated. Furthermore, as vaccines are delicate, they need to be stored in cooler locations such as fridges and frozen to stay in their best condition. Moreover, it is quite important to keep the number of patients under control. There also need to be effective IT facilities to maintain the VMS. Not to mention that tickets also needs to be generated to the patients on time, so they know to which facility they need to go to get vaccinated. The senior health worker is allocated by the VMS based on the requirements. Also, the VMS database has all the vaccination center details stored. I'll be handing over to William to talk to you about the empathy maps and the journey maps. Thank you.
Based on this empathy map, medical staff will feel overwhelmed to save lives, and they will see how people are suffering from COVID-19. They will administer the vaccine through proper handling and answer patients' questions, but they will also hear doubts from the public. This can lead to the gain of satisfaction from helping patients, but can bring pain from the overall strain on the medical staff. Looking at the empathy map for patients, they will feel confused but hopeful for the vaccine. They will see other patients getting vaccinated and the positive effects of this. They will keep in touch with loved ones but voice their confusion from hearing rumors about the vaccine. This can result in the gain of traveling freely, but the pain of negative side effects from the vaccine. For Dr. Bobby Booz, the journey map starts off with the expectations that the vaccination will go smoothly. Bobby will be careful to prepare the vaccine before bringing the patients in and ensuring they're in safe hands. Once vaccinated, the patient's questions are answered, followed by aftercare procedures, and Bobby's hope for the patients will follow. For patient David Smith, expectations involving hoping the process runs smoothly and the aftercare is provided. David will start off by answering medical questions while being nervous for the process. Once at the clinic, he may wonder if there are any side effects. After receiving the vaccine, David will be relieved and that it wasn't difficult. Bringing him into self-care phase is where he will report any symptoms to his doctor.
I would like to talk about the storyboards that we have created for the vaccine management system. Firstly, I would like to talk about the storyboards from the patient's point of view. VMS displays the main page where it has three links: the patient link, the doctor or the senior health worker link, the system administrator link. The patient clicks on the patient link. Then this frame is displayed where the patient clicks on the register or sign in link for registering into VMS. The VMS displays a new page where the patient is required to enter the mobile number and then clicks on the Get OTP button. The VMS requests the patient to enter the valid OTP sent to them on their mobile via SMS. Patient enters the OTP sent to him or her and clicks on the Verify and Proceed button. The VMS then displays the register page where the patient enters all the valid details and clicks on the register button once filled. Then the VMS displays a successfully registered pop-up to the patient along with the Issue Ticket button. The patient then clicks on the Issue Ticket button. The patient is asked to wait until the VMS loads the data for the patient. The VMS displays with the available time slots and vaccination points along with the select checkbox where the patient selects on the convenient time slot and vaccination point. VMS then issues the ticket which has a selected time slot and the vaccination point. Now I would like to talk about the storyboards from the doctor's point of view. The VMS displays the main page where the doctor clicks on the second link, which is the doctor or the senior health worker link. VMS displays a welcome page and the doctor clicks on the login link for logging into the VMS. The doctor enters a valid username and password into the respective fields and clicks on the login button. Once clicked, the doctor is displayed with a home page where the doctor clicks on the Record Vaccine Information button. The doctor is requested to fill the date of administration, vaccine manufacturer, vaccine lot number, the name, and the title. Once the details have been filled, the doctor has to submit the form by clicking on the submit button. The VMS then displays a message which says form submitted successfully. I would like to now talk about the storyboards from senior health workers' point of view. VMS again displays a main page where the senior health worker clicks on the second link, which is the doctor or senior health worker. VMS then displays a welcome page and the health worker clicks on the login link for logging into the VMS. The VMS displays a login page and the health worker enters the valid username and password in the respective fields and clicks on the login button. Once clicked, the VMS then displays the home page of senior health worker, which displays the vaccines given, vaccines available, and vaccines expired on the left. Since the vaccines displayed are low, the VMS alerts the health worker and then he or she clicks on the Notify Administrator button. The VMS displays a text box so that the health worker can enter the message and click on the Send button. Once clicked, the VMS then displays the message notified successfully. These are the storyboards that we have created from different point of views. Now I'll be passing on to my friend Elizabeth, who will be talking about POVs and how might misstatements. Thank you.
As a group, we came up with 3 point of view statements in relation to the COVID-19, as shown on the screen. The first one is a middle-aged man who wants to get a vaccination, however doesn't know the process or where to get it due to the lack of awareness. Our HMW statement in response to this is how might we spread the information on how to get the vaccination and the process to getting one, and how might we create a website that holds all of this information. The second POV statement is an elderly woman who wants to be vaccinated but lives in a third world country who has limited access to supply. Our HMW statement for this is how might we help the third world country to gain more access to supply, and how might we ensure elderly people get priority to younger and healthier people. The last POV statement is a doctor who wants to distribute vaccines to those who are more susceptible to COVID. So to encounter this, how might we ensure those who are more susceptible get priority service, and how might we create a system for those to find out if they are eligible for the priority service. Now I'll be passing it on to Mutian, who will discuss the Agile methodology.
Hi, my name is Michael. I will introduce the Agile methodologies we have used for implementing the vaccine management system. Our group applied the Scrum, which is an Agile method of selective project management. The Scrum we use contains 3 main events, which are sprint planning, the sprint itself, and the meeting and the sprint review. First, let's talk about sprint planning. As that's shown, it's consisting of 2 parts, which are creating product backlog and creating sprint backlog. The product backlog lists the project requirements in the form of user stories, prioritized by the highest customer value. We listed the tasks that we need to accomplish for developing VMS and provided a brief description of requirements and features of each task. The sprint backlog is created based on the product backlog. So I would like to say that the sprint backlog is kind of a subset of product backlog, and it only contains the item or those items that can be completed during each sprint. Therefore, before the start of sprint, we decided on the tasks to be handled and discussed briefly to ensure that everyone understood the tasks and the requirements. After sprint planning, we start the sprint. The assigned task would be done in the sprint, and the progress would also be recorded in work diary for assisting members to review like what we completed and what tasks are still remaining. After finishing our assigned task, we send them over Messenger for further feedback. And we apply these feedbacks to update the task and get their final version. Once everyone finished their sprint, we will decide a time to hold a meeting. So the meetings will be mostly held for once to twice a week. Sprint review will also be conducted during the meeting. The members share the work experience and results of the previous sprint days, as well as the goals they wish to achieve in the next sprint, and identify problems in the development process. All right, this is basically what we did to the Scrum activities. Let's hand over to Daniel. Thank you.
The rollout of the new COVID-19 vaccine will likely be in high demand among the masses that wish to protect themselves and their family members against the global pandemic. The implementation of our vaccine management system will hopefully address potential issues in vaccine organization, distribution, and administration. One major concern the public and medical clinics face is whether vaccination points are supplied with enough medical resources and vaccines to keep up with patient demand. Our vaccination management system intends to overcome this issue by only assigning vaccination appointments to hospitals and medical clinics that are equipped with sufficient medical resources, staff, and accommodation to handle an influx of patients. It will then be made a priority of the VMS to ensure vaccination points that are struggling to satisfy patient demand are stocked immediately before assigning any further appointments at the location. With this management system in place, we'll be able to avoid unfortunate and potentially chaotic situations where large numbers of patients show up to unprepared vaccination points, demanding to be vaccinated, while other vaccination points may be overstocked. Another advantage of our VMS is its automated process of ensuring patients registering for an appointment are eligible to be injected with the vaccine. The registration process requires applicants to submit their address, Medicare number, and personal details. From this information, the VMS is able to assess the patient's eligibility for the vaccine based on their age, medical history, including allergies. It also ensures the individuals who are in desperate need of the vaccine, such as the elderly and the severely ill, are prioritized. This process is implemented for the safety and well-being of the patient's health by confirming they are at little to no risk of suffering serious side effects or allergic reactions due to the vaccine. This concludes the video pitch of our vaccination management system. We hope you found it insightful and perhaps learned something about the various stakeholder perspectives that were taken into account when designing the VMS. Thank you for watching.